Good morning. Welcome to another Dream Team Tonic Deadline stream. We're back from the international break. How you doing, Tony? You good?
All good, mate. You?
Yeah, not bad. Not bad. Sun's out. We can't complain, can we?
Nah, early one.
I've just been out walking the dog in my winter coat. I didn't get the memo. I was sweating. You shouting out Radcliffe there?
Oh yeah, big game today. Big game against Oxford. Two teams just outside relegation zone. 7 points clear at drop zone at the minute though. So win this should be safe for the first ever season in the National League North.
Ditched the Rovers.
Yeah, can't bother with them. The owners. That's it. Full on Radcliffe fan now.
Right, let's get straight into these questions. It feels weird where it's pretty much just Dream Team, isn't it, today? I guess Telegraph is about, but all the FPL guys are still having to wait, so we've got it good.
Yeah,
we've got it
I
good.
fell into that a little bit. I started doing my fan team, my FPL, and then realising, what am I doing? What am I doing there? Palmer out. He's got 6 more days to train.
Another reason to play Dream Team. Even more matches.
Definitely.
We're going to shout out a new channel member first, because just before we went on, it just said we've had Michael Hodson join as a YouTube channel member. So thank you very much, mate. Cheers for the support. And we've got your question up first.
Welcome on, Michael.
Become a channel member. You get early access to the pods. You join us on the live streams when we do our usual pod. You just got to hit that join button. And probably after this, Michael, you'll be able to see the instructions on how to join the Discord community as well. But let's go straight into your question. Took Virgil van Dijk out. Concert in. Would you go Isak/Watkins for the other move? Leaning towards Isak at the minute. The team is Martinez, Vardiol, Konsa, Timber, Bruno, Palmer, Clivert, Rogers, Isak, Salah, Haaland. I had a bit of stick for leaving Isak out of my recent video. What do you reckon on going Isak for this week?
I like the Watkins pick better, but obviously Watkins still a doubt, isn't he?
There was pictures of him training yesterday, but obviously we don't know whether that means he'll definitely start or not. But
yeah, it's whether he goes straight back in. Got a few options now, aren't they, Villa? So they might not throw him straight back in. I think they're both good picks. Obviously, it's the Villa going forward, isn't it? Like how many games they've got.
Yeah, 3 doubles in a row for Villa.
Yeah, so it's the Villa assets are standing out this week. Tough one.
I don't mind the Virgil van Dijk out for Konsa.
No, it's a good move.
We were just saying that, weren't we, before we started. I think I'm set on maybe Munoz, but I kind of wanted to have in my head what would I do if I found out that Munoz might not start. That's not. Yeah. We haven't seen anything to say that. I wanted to not have a panic on the stream if we did end up seeing it, and Konsa was one of the names we would consider. So I think the Konsa move's fine.
Yeah, I think a lot better than DVD for bonus.
Yeah, with the extra games, he will have an extra 3 games over Virgil, but I don't know on Isak. I think you could maybe wait. Next week is Leicester, isn't it? After this week, and then the week after that's the home double.
Yeah.
I think I'd go Watkins out of the 2. Would you?
Yeah, I think if you've got Isak, you just hold him now through.
I think he's bringing him in. I think.
Yeah, but obviously, bringing somebody in. I think you've got to go Watkins just for the extra quantity, really.
Yeah, I think that's what I'd do, and then you can always move to Isak from someone else later. Looking at your team now, like. That's the only thing. It puts you on 3 strikers, though, doesn't it? Then, and then you're gonna have to decide to take one out of maybe Salah, Haaland if you do want Isak, or Watkins if you're not happy with him.
Yeah. I've been stung a little bit on formation this week, obviously on the pod.
You got Wood, haven't you, Chris Wood?
Yes, all these injuries. I wanted to have a play on either Eze or someone a little bit Asensio maybe, but with the way my formation is, I can't have 6 midfielders, and obviously with Chris Wood out, I can't see him playing this week, so I've got to get him out. and then obviously Trent being another long-term injury. If Palmer were definitely out, which it looks like he'd probably be back now,
Yeah, it looks like he's
then I
back.
could have had a player with either Eze or Asensio. But now it's forcing me. I need to put a striker in because I'm 3-5-2. I'm taking Chris Wood out. So, and as much as I said I weren't going to put Haaland in, I'm kind of like forced into putting Haaland in, which might not turn out a bad thing, but I didn't want to go that way. I wanted to go a little bit different with my position and stuff. But looks to me like I'm forced to put Haaland in, and then Palmer now. I can't justify taking Palmer out for an Eze punt when I've got Trent at the back who needs dealing with.
Yeah.
So
You'll get a game out of Palmer, you think?
Yeah. So I'm very much template going in with Haaland and Munoz, I think. But then I think because I'm not able to make midfield changes, I've got the likes of Brennan Johnson, Odegaard. So they'll be differential this week because I know obviously a lot of people are going to be bringing in Asensio and Eze. So maybe it might work out all right for me. I don't know. But yeah, it's looking like a Haaland for me.
Yeah, I don't think, like you said, you wanted to go differential, but I still think you can still do that and have Haaland for this week.
Yeah, well, I mean,
you haven't got to go against the grain every time.
No, I mean, I'm going against the grain by having to keep Brennan Johnson and
exactly
Odegaard. So, yeah, I'm kind of going against it without doing it myself.
Let's go Philip next. So if Aston Villa get to both cup finals, would you prefer Ollie Watkins with a potential 17 games against Mo Salah with 9? When you put it that way.
Yeah, all day long.
Watkins.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying on the pod, I can't see myself selling Salah, but when you word it like that.
Yeah. I think, obviously, with them going out at Champions League, it's bust a big hole in that, like a Salah template captain, with him now only having singles. Obviously, he could do damage in the singles, but yeah, I think it does open the captaincy wide up, especially with City as well, not having the doubles. It really is per game
still
now.
A few games, isn't there, for Liverpool, though? Like this week, Everton at home, you still think that looks okay. And then I think it's 32. There's Leicester away. And you're like, I still don't really want to not have him for those.
Yeah. So, there's some good fixtures there for them. But when you're talking captaincy, talking up against doublers and stuff, it's a bit tough one.
I can't see myself captaining him unless it is a single for everyone, which actually that 32 when he has Leicester is a single for everyone, I think, that week.
Yeah.
Morning, Steve Ricks. Going for Trent out for Munoz, Wood out for Mateta. Fairly similar moves to what you'd do. Not fancy Mateta instead?
It's just a doubt over him playing. I think he's a good option. If I knew he was starting, I'd be tempted. I think the fixtures are good. They're obviously playing really well. Palace as well. Munoz is the obvious one. Yeah, I wouldn't mind Mateta. I'm guessing Steve's already got Haaland.
Yeah, I don't know. Steve takes some risks. He plays a bit like you, actually. He does go quite differential, so he might not have Haaland, but I like that. Mateta apparently, I saw yesterday he played a behind closed doors friendly and played 60 minutes, and then Glasner said that he's ready to go. So just how he plays with that helmet. Have you seen it? It's not like a mask. It's just like a solo earmuff almost.
Is it a bit like Jimenez's side cushion?
Yeah, a little bit. Do you know like the American like college wrestling where they have the things over their ears? He's just got sort of like one of them.
Right. Well,
could become iconic.
That might tempt me into a gamble, that. But yeah, just obviously it's hard in my position now where I'm going a little bit gung ho. So if I'm to give sensible choices, what I would do if I were up there, say in the top 50 and trying to make small gains and this that over, I would go Haaland if you didn't have him. I think you've got to this week really with that Leicester second game. You've got Bournemouth in the cup. They're only probably last chance of silverware this season. I think they're going to really go for that. So you could see a big haul from Haaland this week. So out of all the strikers, I think Haaland's the best choice. I think he's the best captain choice. But again, I am trying to go a little bit against the grain because I want to try and a quick fix of my position. But that's, yeah.
You just reminded me then saying captain. I didn't do a captaincy poll today. Do you think it's worth? Is it worth doing a captaincy poll? Do you think it's going to be landslide Haaland? Should we still do one?
You can. I do think it'd be landslide Haaland. I think you'll find a few Eze's in there. People going differential, maybe a couple of Matetas.
Quickly chuck it in the bottom of the chat. But do you want a captaincy poll, or do you want something like Mateta versus Watkins versus Haaland, or Eze versus Asensio? If I just put a few names in, see who comes out most.
Yeah, yeah,
could do that. Let's know in the chat.
On my phone, but
I'll quickly get it started after. Right, but yeah, Mateta, I like it. I was going to captain him as well. I didn't see that part. Yeah, go for it, Steve. Only because I know your risk appetite. Lee, AVFC. So Villa fan, looks like. Morning, guys. Should I replace VVD with already Munoz? Already got Munoz. So Gabriel, Gahey, or Konsa. Who do you prefer out of those three, Tone?
So I don't mind Vardiol for this week. But out of those three, I would go Konsa. He's good on bonus points. I know they don't keep that many clean sheets, Villa, but he's still good for a solid set of points each week. So yeah, nice ticker along, Konsa, and he can come out with some big scores as well. We've seen recently.
Yeah, it would be the same for me. I think you're going to get an extra game over Gahey, and then I think the Palace fixtures are all right this week, but I think later on, defensively, it gets a bit harder. So yeah. I think Gahey for me. Do you want to... I'll read this one out and I'll do the poll. Raya Porro, Mazraoui, Vardiol, Palmer, Rodgers, Bruno, Erdegaard, Garnacho, Salah, Haaland. Who do I swap? Thinking Palmer and Erdegaard out for Watkins and Eze, Asensio or Mateta, I guess. That is basically I'd rather take Erdegaard out than Palmer at this point. I think he's looking at taking both out, but I think I'm going to stick Palmer now. Yeah. Who do you like out of those options the most? If you had to pick two, I guess. Eze, Asensio, Mateta or Watkins?
See, they're all attacking moves, aren't they? See, like you got the likes of Porro, who's been a bit hit and miss recently, not even starting. But you can't really touch that defence if you're looking at them attacking moves. Garnacho is probably a little bit too much United. Is it got Mazraoui, Bruno and Garnacho? I think I'd get rid of Garnacho, and I don't mind either punt on Eze or Asensio. I think they're both great options this week. If you wanted, if you were going to do Eze, I'd probably then put him with Asensio. Asensio, if you're going to bring him in for maybe Odegaard. Yeah, I think Asensio and Rodgers double paint bad. Yeah, I got Garnacho, and if you wanted to make that second move and not leave Odegaard in, because I've got Odegaard, I think he's all right for next week. Like, but
I guess unless it's the money, unless maybe money's tight and he can't get those players with Garnacho, but
yeah, it's true.
Teta's cheap, isn't he? I think.
Yeah, he is. He's about 3 points. 3 points.
Yeah, I was surprised when I saw his price. Yeah, I like what you said there. Getting one Villa, one Palace. I think one for now, one for the long term.
Yeah, and then obviously you got a couple of subs next week if you wanted to move any of them on. I
don't think you can go wrong though with any of them names, to be honest. I think they're all really good options, those. Morning, Miss Noopy. Morning, Stephen. Stephen's looking at Erdegaard to Mateta and Virgil van Dijk to Konsa / Gabriel. Konsa over Gabriel, would you say?
Yeah.
The extra game.
Yeah, definitely.
And then Son to Asensio. I don't have any problem with that either.
See how my Odegaard, by being forced to have him and not be able to make one of these Eze moves or Asensio moves, Odegaard's becoming a differential for me.
Yeah, like I don't think he's a bad option, but I've seen quite a few teams with Palmer, Odegaard, and I personally obviously watch every Arsenal game, and I don't think Odegaard's looked very good recently. I think he did. I think he might have got 3 assists or something over the international break, but it wasn't like top level opposition or anything.
Yeah.
You can always, and what I'm thinking maybe if you do lose an Odegaard, you might find if Saka gets any minutes against Fulham or is even on the bench, people will start considering him for the week after.
Yeah,
then
definitely.
He can be your Arsenal guy back. Yeah, I like those moves. They're fine. Well, I'm not going to read out these ones that's got full teams because it takes quite long, but I'll try and break it down. So the team's on the screen. Luke is thinking Trossard and Nwaneri out. Any help appreciated. So I'm guessing Nwaneri is quite a hard one for budget.
Yeah.
I mean, if you've got a good budget, still in the bank, you could probably still do what we just said: 1 Villa, 1 Palace.
Yeah. Yeah, you probably look at like Asensio and Mateta's probably affordable. For Trossard and Nwaneri.
What was Sarr? Was he quite cheap or not? Just thinking if you can. No, I think Sarr's more expensive than Mateta. Oh no, Mateta's 4.5. Where did I have it in my head?
I was thinking Sarr, and Sarr's 3.9.
Yeah, 4.5 Mateta. I had that wrong. Yeah, some Sarr could be an option really if you wanted to go for a cheaper one, I guess, if you had to. But yeah, go on. One Palace, 1 Villa. I think you'll be fine with that.
Yeah.
Morning, Gary.
Morning.
Morning, Jen. So what's Jen thinking here? Palmer out to Mateta. And then Eze or a Villa mid for Odegaard.
Odegaard hat-trick incoming, I'm telling you.
I'm going to that one, the Fulham game.
Can cheer the goals.
Yeah, I'm thinking about taking Rice out this week, so that could be a bad watch. He scored last time I watched him live, but surely can't carry it on.
It's on fire.
Who do you like best out the Villa mids? Because we'll probably try and answer a lot of the questions are going to be similar, I think. So do you prefer Asensio to Rodgers? Who do you prefer out of those?
I think it's really close. Rodgers is really good for minutes. He's always good for minutes. He seems to last most of the game, see most of the games out. But Asensio having them penalties, it just changes everything. That I think it does bump. Obviously, his goal scoring for him recently as well. He's been absolutely on fire. Yeah, I think Rodgers is kind of going to turn into a little bit of a differential because people are going to go Asensio for that choice, but I think they're very close. Asensio edges it with the penalties.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think I'm going to end up with both by the end of this because I've already got Rodgers in. But I think if I was going fresh and didn't have any, I think I would go Asensio for the time being. Yeah. I just think that I'm quite confident, and obviously I don't know, but I'm quite confident that Asensio might get Preston, where everyone else has been away on internationals, and he hasn't travelled. He did play a friendly for them. But I think that means he's probably just freshest for this game. Done well against Cardiff as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
Good morning, Jim. Jim Daily Comedy. Van Dijk to Munoz. And now he's got Brennan Johnson as well. Brennan Johnson to Mateta. Double up on the Palace. Haaland captain. Feel like I maybe want one more Villa. I'm guessing you'd have to not do one of them moves unless you got 3 transfers there.
That is my team.
Your team?
Well, it pretty much looks like I've got Raya, Munoz, Vardio, Porro, Palmer, Bruno, Cliver, Haaland, Salah, and then I'll have Odegaard and Johnson, obviously. I'm stuck with Johnson.
It's already got
I think
Rodgers.
they're good moves, aren't they?
Hmm.
Van Dijk to Munoz, Johnson to Mateta. It's either Johnson to Mateta, Johnson to Eze. Maybe if you wanted that double up Asensio Rodgers, and just have Munoz as your Palace attack, because he's as good as an attacker, isn't he, Munoz, if he plays?
Yeah. I just saw his there's another comment. It's hard. I'm trying to scan up and down at the same time. But he said, "How confident are we that Asensio and Watkins get minutes in the cup, whereas Mateta, Eze, and Sarr are guaranteed?" Here's a good point. The Palace one, I'd be a lot more sure of the minutes compared. Yeah, I think Asensio is going to start, but Watkins, I'm not sure. There's a page called FPL Villain who does the predictions of who starts, and he's predicting that Marlon will start as the striker and Watkins won't, but he puts a little percentage on how sure he is, and he's put 60% on Marlon starting, so he's not that sure on it.
Again, it wouldn't surprise me if Watkins doesn't go straight back in. Marlon's not in the European squad, is he? Because they could only re-register players, was it? The new signings, so he missed out. So, I mean, surely they've got to give him minutes somewhere.
Yeah. I feel like he's probably been a bit hard done by, so maybe they...
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe they give it to him. And also, one last thing I was going to say, I've been saying that I'd like to do one Villa, one Palace, just because in that later week, you've obviously got someone for Europe. But looking at his team, he's actually got quite a lot of Euro players there. Like, I've got Alisson in goal, who's not going to have Europe, but he's got Raya. He's got Porro already there. He's got, like, obviously Rodgers, Palmer. So it's probably going to be like Kluivert and Vardiol maybe out the week after. So have a look at what moves you might make the week after as well, and then decide if you definitely need Villa. But if you're in a good place for European players, then I don't see why you don't take the punt and go for an extra Palace. I think Palace is more exciting.
Yeah, definitely.
Shout out for Connor. He just gave us a £2 super chat saying, "Keep up the good work, lads. Eggs Benny time." Yeah, Are you going to be trying out his notorious breakfast on the meetup next weekend? Yeah. He every day he sends us, every Friday, I think it is, sends us the update of his Eggs Benedict before hitting the gym. So we're going to give it a try, but we're just not going to hit the gym after.
Definitely not.
Hit the pub after instead. Morning, Joe Cook, Pickles and Brie. Morning, guys. Taking Ranieri out for Asensio, but not sure whether to take Palmer out for Eze, Mateta, Watkins. Do you know what? I've started the captaincy poll and I've put a few of these names in there. So I guess if people were saying that they're going to captain, oh no, because they're all going to go Haaland. We may as well end the poll now. 90% Haaland.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll end that poll. Maybe we'll choose who's the best out of Mateta, Eze. Let's do it now. Do you want... Go on, you take... Do you want to take this one here? Because the few of the questions after are asking similar questions. So I'm going to start the poll again with who's better, Mateta, Eze, Asensio.
Yeah, no worries, man.
Another name in there. Hands down, Haaland's winning this captaincy poll, so it's pointless.
Yeah. So Benji, morning fellas. Couldn't understand last week's mass transfers towards Vardiol. The defender who scores occasionally but doesn't keep clean sheets, not in Europe. Can someone educate me on this one? Yeah. And then you have the injury scare to boot. I think he's a good option for this week. Now we know that he's fit and ready to go. I think he's one of them. He's in the same bracket as Porro to a degree, where you're not really looking for clean sheets with him. Goals, assists, attacking returns. He's always up the pitch. He's always involved. So obviously, when City were at their best, he was probably one of the best defensive assets on the game. And I think a lot of it is just we're still kind of like in this mode of our City just going to turn it on one week, and they've got a double. The Leicester home game is plum. Obviously, Bournemouth, a tricky game, but could still get some points in that. So I don't mind him for this week. I get what he's trying to say. I think a lot of City assets have been the same as they struggle. The players have struggled on the game, but Guardiola, pretty certain, come next season after a freshen up in that City squad, he'll be back to being a top asset next season. But yeah, one for this week, but then going forward, you're obviously going to go towards the European playing teams.
Yeah, now they're really. It was just a transfer for this week, basically, wasn't it? Going early because I think if it wasn't a blank for Villa and a blank for Palace last week, people would have just brought Munoz in or brought Konsa in.
Yeah,
a week early. But you wanted to bring someone in that had a game but still had a double, and there wasn't that many on offer. I was just looking at that Leicester game that City have got. They've lost their last 7, Leicester. How many goals do you reckon they've scored in 7?
It can't be many. 4?
1.
Jesus.
1 goal in 7 games. 6 of the teams kept clean
no
sheets
wonder
against
Ben's
them.
targeting his own team.
Yeah, so maybe he keeps a clean sheet. Maybe. Right, for the...
You just know Leicester are scoring 3, don't you?
Someone told me they think Vardy's gonna bang big time.
Yeah.
Right, change the poll, guys, because there's a load of questions and a load of them are very similar with regards to like Asensio, Mateta, Eze, Watkins. Who's scoring more points this week? Asensio, Mateta, Eze, Watkins. 56% have gone for Asensio. 17% have gone for Mateta. 23. Oh, so Mateta. Sorry, Eze second. 22% have gone Eze. So it's Asensio, Eze, Mateta, and then Watkins is down at 5%.
Yeah, I like the Eze pick. If I could get to a midfield, he'd be in. Yeah. Obviously, Asensio's the safer one. I think he'll be more highly owned. And then obviously going forwards, he's got 3 doubles in a row. But, I mean, you could end up with Asensio not being much involved in 2 or 3 of the early goals against Preston, maybe, and then he gets hooked and he gets his legs saved for the league. You don't know.
Yeah, his minutes have been a bit up and down, haven't they?
Yeah, and I think then that's why, as he touched on earlier, was about Palace probably being the safer option for the minutes. You know their lineup, don't you? Really?
Yeah, I think that's fair with Palace. Bradley, YouTube channel member. I've got to put out a few member questions. Just saying, stay away from Man City players. More chance of getting points from Crown Green Bowls. Steve Ricks, what are our transfers for the week? What were yours? Should we share them?
I went through them early doors, didn't I? Haaland and Munoz at the minute. I'm kind of forced into that. Goes back on what I said on the podcast about wanting to bring in Eze and maybe captain him. My formation dictates, and I've got to take out Chris Wood, and I've only got 2 strikers, so can't bring another midfielder in. So yeah, I'm kind of forced on Haaland.
Template Tony.
Yeah, it is.
I am sadly going to say bye to Declan Rice, I think, for this week. It's just the one game against Fulham. I'm going to swap him for Asensio, I think, Preston and Brighton. And then I've got Virgil van Dijk, who I think I'm going to swap to Munoz, unless we hear anything. But I don't think we're going to get anything. We might get a bit of Palace leaks, but all the FPL guys, they're the ones that leak stuff, and they're all switched off. They're all still in bed, aren't they? They're not fussed about today. So I don't think we'll see much. Look at this one. Rodders. Haaland couldn't score in a brothel. How many goals has he got?
He's top goal scorer in the league, isn't he?
29 goals this season.
When you set your standards that high.
Yeah. Anything less than a 50 season is a flop.
Yeah.
Bradley Laycock thinks that more points for Asensio than Rodgers. And our mate Dave, morning. Why was I hiding from my toddler in the toilet for a bit of peace and quiet? A few questions. Has Nwaneri lost his starting 11 spot? I don't think he's nailed anymore. I think obviously Saka's due to come back, but Martinelli's now come back and has been played the last game on that side. I don't think it's so much he's lost his place. He's been doing really well, but he's probably played a lot more games than he should have, or it was planned for him to play at his like age and development. So I think they're just being really careful with him, to be honest.
I know what they say about that, but I think if you're that good, you play, don't you? Like your man at Barca.
Yeah.
Like if you were good enough, you just play. Like these lads want to play. I know what you're saying on the development and growth of their bodies. Is it too much strain too early? I don't know. I think he's a seriously good talent. He's got a very, very big season ahead of him next season. You're gonna have to try and find a place within that team with Saka in there. So it's gonna be tricky, but he's a serious talent.
Yeah, no, I do think he's going to go all the way to the top, but
yeah,
I don't know. Obviously, Arteta worked with Pep as well, and Pep's been quite known, hasn't he, for holding the young players back a little bit. We saw it's probably what left Palmer to leave. We've seen McAtee probably could have ended up with more minutes than what he's been getting.
Phil Foden early doors as well, didn't he?
Yeah. So they just seem to be a little bit more careful. But then Saka got played week in, week out, didn't he? So
yeah, not done him any harm, has it?
Nope.
I think sometimes you just
until now.
Throw him out there.
Morning Drizzle, morning Carl, morning IDFC, morning Dan Percy. I like that name.
Dan Percy.
And morning Murat.
United striker Van Persie, wasn't he?
Yeah, don't. I just as I said, I like that name. I was thinking, do I? Morning, Martin. My moves this week are Rashford for Nkunku. So I'm assuming that's Rashford in for Nkunku and Fernandes for Rodgers. I don't think Fernandes will do much against Forest in the single. And some tough fixtures coming up. Just remember, he's going to get that chunky price rise, isn't he?
Honestly. Fernandes does nothing for 70 minutes, sits on a 2-pointer, and comes away with a 15-pointer.
Yeah, I don't like taking him out. I know Forest away is a tough game, but
yeah,
I think you'll want him back by the time Europe comes, which is only the week after.
Yeah, try and find that move somewhere else.
Who to sell, Palmer or Ødegaard? I'd say Ødegaard. You got both, haven't you?
Yeah, I've got both, and I think Palmer could harm you in a single. I think he could. I think you're probably safe for getting rid of Ødegaard, but then he's got the games the week after. He's got the double. I know Palmer's got it, but will he play? You just don't know what lineup they're going to play in them European games still. So, yeah, guns ahead. It's safer option to get rid of Ødegaard this week, though. Essentials a good switch. Coro to Munoz, don't mind that either.
On Munoz, I'm seeing that. I'm just trying to scan because there's so many messages. I'm trying to scan through them all and see if there's any like themes that come up a fair amount. And obviously we've got Munoz is coming up a fair bit. So Toon Lee saying Munoz could be rested also.
Yeah.
Be careful. I think that's a good point, isn't it? That's kind of why I said it in our little WhatsApp before. Obviously he's been playing week in, week out. Did have that blank though before international break, so
yeah,
they kind of had a rest there. But he's played twice for Colombia, 2 starts, and then that was Wednesday at sort of midnight. And obviously they're playing early this morning, so it is a quick turnaround. So there is a chance maybe that he gets a rest or is struggling. But I just think this stage of the tournament, they need their best team out, don't they?
Yeah, I think you've got to, haven't you? Semi-finals up next. You got to go for it. A lot of the big hitters are out. I think there's only Man City really that's left in there. Villa, obviously.
Mm.
There's a chance for a Crystal Palace, to win this competition.
Jim Daly has spoken. Munoz 100% starts. Crystal Palace fan here.
They are.
Topic of debate.
You don't know where to go if he doesn't.
I'm bringing Munoz in, so I'm on Jim's side here.
Yeah. Cheers, Jim.
Morning, Mark. Who would you take out, Porro or Virgil van Dijk?
Ugh. Van Dijk. If they don't keep a clean sheet, you don't get any points. He's obviously pops up with a goal now and again, but Porro, over the case of his doubles, should get enough minutes.
Yeah, if you're holding him. I'm just worried about that rotation where it's a single. It's the Chelsea game, so like you'd have to think. I think they got Chelsea, Southampton, then their European game. I think Spurs. You'd think they go full strength against Chelsea. I know they're not really playing for anything in the league now, are they? But it's still a derby game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Full strength Chelsea, rest Southampton, and then ready for Frankfurt.
Yeah, you expect more line.
You just know that Virgil van Dijk's going to start, though.
Yeah.
Whereas there's a little bit of doubt over Porro, maybe.
Yeah, it's not an exciting on that mark.
If you're just going to take Porro out the week after, like if you're fed up of Porro and you think you're going to take him out anyway, I think I'd then take him out now. But if you're going to hang on to him and then think, oh, I'm going to keep him for Europe, then just keep Porro, I guess. Yeah. Oh my God, it's Robbie's. Currently, I'm bringing in Mateta and Munoz. I don't have Asensio. I'm wondering if I can leave it until next week. I have Rodgers and Watkins in place already. Yeah, you got Villa. You got enough Villa there, haven't you?
Yeah.
Would you say?
Yeah, no, agree.
Enjoy the Palace. I've got to keep an eye on that time. It's such a weird deadline, isn't it? 10:45. 15 minutes. I've got a question for you. Do I have to super chat it or can I ask you?
What's that?
I've got a question for you.
Go on.
Can I ask you or do I need to send a super chat in?
Yeah, £10 super chat, mate.
Who are you vice captain in? Well, who are you captaining? I'm captaining Haaland, but I'm just looking at my team now and thinking, who do I stick the vice on? I've got it on Cliver at the moment.
It's captaincy sat on Haaland, and it's boring life out of me. Honestly, I was just flicking up the app. Then I might change Haaland to Mateta and
boom,
captain.
Boom, boom, boom.
Oh, I don't know, mate. I don't know whether to just leave it on Haaland and be sensible.
Do you want a poll?
I've got Brendan Johnson and Odegaard as differentials there.
Should do what should Tony do, poll?
Yeah, you can do.
No, you'll feel obliged. You'd feel obliged to do it. Currently, Asensio leading the way for who's going to score the most points. Then it's Eze on 19% and Mateta on 18%. So Mateta, Eze really close, but people favouring Asensio.
Yeah, penalties.
Going to pick some out that I think we haven't covered.
Mateta's on penalties, is he?
Well, apparently they've got like a pen share going on, but I'm pretty sure that Mateta's just taken them since that time that he just grabbed the ball off Eze and took it. I think he's had it since.
Yeah.
I think he's kept it. Right. Maddison and Johnson for Asensio and Watkins. What do you think? Already got Munoz. Fine. I'd take both Spurs out, would you?
Yeah. Yeah. Not been very good, have they?
Damien's asking where's the captaincy poll? He was like 90% Haaland, so we got rid of it. Yeah, good point. TS editor, the 33 cup clashes could go into 32. I said 32 is down as a single game week at the moment, but there could be some fixture changes still. Which two would you take out of Nick's team? He's got Alisson, Virgil van Dijk, Porro, Erdegaard, and Son. I'm sure he's got other players, but they're the ones he's considering taking out.
Yeah, who would I take out of them? It's like the Liverpool ones don't have many fixtures, do they? I wouldn't change my goalkeeper at this point. I'd probably either go Van Dijk to Munoz. Yeah, but that's the only guy you're after getting in, Nick. Possibly change Son for this week. Mateta.
Yeah, it's hard that you don't want to take out two defenders, do you? Because it's not really too. It's not exciting, is it, to bring in two defenders? Munoz is an exciting defender, but the other options aren't that much. Yeah. I wouldn't do keeper though. I've got Alisson. I'm gonna keep Alisson for this week at least.
Yeah. Until you've got something where you're really happy with your team.
Yeah. I think the Erdegaard fixture is probably better than Son against Chelsea. Don't know. Maybe take Son out, I think.
Yeah. He's not looked good at all, Son. He hasn't.
Joe Cook said, I think the thing Mateta's wearing is a modified water polo guard.
At that. The knowledge on here is amazing.
Knowledge. Amelia's captain in Marmouche. Hey, you not fancying Marmouche instead of Haaland?
It's a good shout. Do you know? In fact, I brought Marmouche in from somewhere. In one of my, I think I brought him into me FPL. You know.
Yeah, I've got him on FPL. I had him last week.
Yeah, go on. I'll go with you, Amelia. Let's do it. Let's do it. Marmouche is coming in.
Just hopefully he gets both.
Yeah.
You've frozen for me. I can still hear you, but you're frozen.
Yeah, 1 second. I'm looking for Marmouche. I'm meant to scroll all the way down to the bottom.
Oh, of course, you've got to do it on your phone, aren't you?
Yeah, he's not got many points.
Owen Parton is saying, is Palmer out? So Palmer was seen in training, pictured in training, and also Madueke and Nico Jackson were training as well. So maybe Palmer starts to pick up a bit of form. Did seem to dip after Jackson's been out. Declan Rice, this is William. Declan Rice out for Doku or Asensio. I do like the Doku punt, you know. He's been doing really well for bonus. But I'm bringing Asensio in. Wood out for Mateta or Marmouche. Tony's going Marmouche. Latest news on Vardiol. Pep was asked, was there any issues? And he said everyone's fine. And then there was a training picture with Vardiol in it. So I think Vardiol's fine as well. Tony.
I'm back. Can you see me now?
Yeah, I'll see you. Sandman Swifty saying, why is Tony not in the jungle this week?
I'll be back in jungle for a weekly pod. This is my lad's room. We were just decorating it. It was meant to be a Rovers room, and now it's turned into a Radcliffe room. So, yeah. Back to the changes. I just thought Brennan Johnson versus Chelsea, or Eze. So Brennan Johnson and Trent. If I take Trent out for Munoz, I'm getting obviously the 2, but I'm only getting 1 from Johnson. That gives me 3 games. Mm-hmm. But I don't really fancy Johnson, so I'm leaving Trent in. I'll take him out next week. I'm taking Brennan Johnson out and putting Eze in and captaining him. And I'm taking Chris Wood out and putting Marmoush in.
Just go all out attack and think that the attacking players have got a higher upside than what the defender would have, sort of thing.
Yeah, pretty much. I just hope Crystal Palace concede and Haaland doesn't get a penalty.
Fair. What about goal bonus from J-Wave Trapstar?
Jesus, goal bonus.
Goal bonus. I've got Asensio, Rogers, Haaland, Garnacho, Bruno, Munoz. The only thing I did think on goal bonus is you can either go for it this week, or that game week 31. You've got the European doubles, which they are quite hard for Arsenal and Villa, but it's still doubles. And then you have got like Isak doubling for Newcastle. You have got Palace doubling as well. But then on captaincy, the captaincy is a lot harder. You could go Isak captain for the double at home, but Haaland captain. If I was goal bonus this week, Haaland captain's not bad either, is it? So yeah,
no.
either this one or 31, I reckon.
Goal bonus this week with Haaland as captain against Leicester. Yeah, I think it's a sound choice. Don't mind this week. It could be plenty of goals for some of these players if you've got the likes of Asensio and Haaland. Throw an Eze and Mateta in there and then get the goal bonus going.
Yeah, there's like 3 of the bottom 3 sort of. If you've got Bournemouth as well in your team, you've got like Bournemouth against Ipswich, Leicester against Haaland against Leicester, and Palace Southampton, haven't you? So yeah, maybe this is the one. Kyle, not fancying the Doku punt?
I can't get to a midfielder.
If I had another transfer, I think I'd like to do it, but just yeah. Right, Luke. We'll quickly do. If you remember, what time is the meet next week? Not confirmed, but we'll probably drop in for a few hours. Or have one too many and stay. Oh, Luke, we can be persuasive, mate. You'll be out all night with us.
You're being 6 a.m.
We're meeting. 12:30 or 12?
12 bells.
Yeah, I'll be there at 12. We're meeting at the Weatherspoons, called Weatherspoon, right near the station. There you go. If anyone else wants to come along, join us, you are more than welcome.
Yeah.
We've got about 5 minutes left. Yeah, Amelia. Marmoush is being overlooked.
I hope so.
I really wanted Marmoush. After it didn't work out the first time, I really...
Unfinished business there.
Yeah. Haaland captain Asensio vice. I don't know why I'm worried about my vice, because like Haaland's going to play any, but just looking at my team now, and the vice is harder to pick. I've got Haaland with Kluivert.
I've just stuck captain on Eze and I don't know who's my vice.
Do you think Asensio outscores Kluivert? I probably do.
I guess so. But Bournemouth can score against anybody. Obviously, Kluivert, penalties.
I just feel more confident that Kluivert gets 2 starts is all.
Yeah, definitely.
Most risky City midfielder. Is this you want to pick the most risky one or the least risky one? Foden, Doku, or Savinho? Which one would you pick?
I really don't know.
I'd pick Doku.
I love Doku. I just, probably go for him. He's an absolute machine at bonus points if he plays. I hope all that tidying up's done by the time I get off this pod.
You're going to get hiding, mate. You are. That's fighting talk. I'd love it if she came and gave you a whack there.
I'm not waiting for it.
Still decided on Consa or Gahey. We both said Consa, Lee. So if you must be thinking Gahey. Otherwise, Gahey's fixture's better this week. I don't know. Like everyone keeps saying the Southampton fixture, but like no one's really saying about the Preston fixture. Surely Preston is a better fixture than Southampton. Is Southampton that bad?
I think Con's got so many more ticks. You go with Cons over Gay. You just know Gay's going to pop up with a goal now, don't you? But I'd go with Cons. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Consa does so well for bonus as well. Like, I don't think he's an outstanding pick or anything like that, but just quickly, we've got like 3 minutes to look at this. It's just with Gahey. Maybe Gahey's better for this week, but after that, Brighton, City, Newcastle, Bournemouth, Arsenal, Forest.
I mean, if you want to do it that way, put Gay in this week and then book that transfer in and move him on to Conza maybe next week.
Eze or Watkins, quick fire. 4 minutes to go.
Eze or Watkins, Eze.
Yep, same. Evan Nilsson and Semedo out for Munoz, and either Mateta or Asensio. So Mateta or Asensio?
Asensio.
Yeah, Asensio for me. Dave, hide in the toilet. Dave's saying hide in the toilet, mate. It works for him. Lock in, guys. 3 minutes. 3 minutes left. I'm going to just quickly check.
Last 3 minutes here.
What's that?
It's going mental in the last 3 minutes here.
Can Tony stay on stream for 3 more minutes? Right. I'm locked in. I've done Rice out for Asensio. And I've done Virgil out for Munoz. I'll quickly just have a check in our Discord and not check no one said any leaks. Nah, not seeing any leaks. The FPL leakers are in bed still.
That's it. Gonna play a proper game.
And then the final vote on who's scoring more points finished up with Asensio on 58%, Eze in second with 18, Mateta with 17, and Ollie Watkins down with 7% of the vote. 2 minutes.
Lock it in. I just double check I've locked.
When you check your team, we get a flatter in a frozen image of you. You stuck like this. Right, yeah, that's me. I'm locked in.
Yep, I'm locked in.
Apparently, midday we'll miss. I've not been for Weatherspoon's breakfast. Is that true? Or is Tom on the wind up here? Stop serving breakfast by midday. There's not all day breakfast there.
Yeah. Sure, it's all day breakfast.
Huh?
I usually just get a pint. I don't usually go for breakfast.
Well, I'm going to get there earlier then. I'm not missing out on a Conquer Classic.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
Dorks by R7.
Lock your teams in 1 minute, guys. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. Yeah, we're going to make darts by R7.
Yeah, we'll be all right.
What? David's confirming it. No Eggs Benedict after 12, boys. He's going to get there at 10:45. I tell you what, the drive from Essex to Leeds, I can't leave. I can't get there for 10:45.
I'm on train, so I think my train arrives at about 10 to 12. So that'd be a quickly get over and already.
Yeah. Oh, that's not long, is it? For you?
Should be all right.
Yeah, I think it's about 4 hours for me.
I think it's about an hour and a half on train for me.
And I'm not going to make 4 hours without needing a wee, so chuck a bit more on there as well.
Yeah. You'll be asleep at darts.
Yeah, Lee is saying, which spoons is it? Everyone said it's the Weatherspoons. Apparently there's one right outside the station, Leeds station, and it's actually called Weatherspoons or Weatherspoon. So yeah, just if you're coming along and you can't find us or anything like that, just message us on the Dream Team Tonic page or message my Twitter page. Any of those, we'll keep an eye on it so that you can all find us. That's the deadline.
That's me. I've got to go and do a bit of tidying up now. But for the house full today.
You're having a party. You've got to go grovel now after giving it the big one.
Yeah, all right. I'll tell her this isn't good enough.
Right. Cheers, everyone, for joining us. Everyone.
Thank you very much.
And yeah, drop a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll be podding, I think, on Monday to all of our channel members and Patreon members. Link in the description below if you want that early access. Bye bye all.
Have a good week. Later.